talking more about burnout culture and within healthcare workers. But now I want to start off by asking you a question. Mm-hmm. So pretty much the Health Science Student Association, they did a health survey, and I wanted to ask you what that was about and what were your findings from that?
Yeah. So this was the student clinical placement experience survey. Mm-hmm. It has a very lengthy name. So what we found, it's still an ongoing project, but what we found so far is that most students are not seeking help in terms of mental health because, first of all, time constraints. They don't have enough time to prioritize self-care.
Their emotions, yeah.
Exactly. And that was a huge alarming portion that indicated that. So that for us was an alarming point that we are hoping to do something about. And also, secondly, was they just feel overwhelmed and they don't know where to start. And then long wait times came after. So long wait times for counseling or just for support resources. So that came after. So I think there is a couple, and that was just the students who go to this university, in health sciences.
Yeah.
So there's a lot for us to do here, and it's definitely a priority area for us of how can we better support students in terms of their mental health and just make it a more make it a bit easier for them to enjoy their learning and focus on their learning while also still balancing it with external stuff. And I'm not saying
their lives outside of school. So.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is an easy issue to fix at all because it's not. It's definitely
very situational, very personal. Is there any
So,
ideas of things you would do to implement through the club? Maybe drop in community support, hangout times, or
those are all really great ideas. So what we're doing at this phase is just kind of trying to publicize the knowledge, because something you said in the last episode that really resonated is if we know about it, then at least we can tackle it. And I really like the saying of you can't tame what you can't name, or you have to name it. So
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of really awareness of okay, these are the issues that our students are facing. Let's get this to our deans, let's inform students of what's happening, and then how can we tackle that later on.
Things like financial support, there's scholarships for every program. You ask anyone, no one's applied because they don't even know where to look or what to do. That's one thing I always tell my friends, or I'll send them a document, this one you qualify for, you should apply. And even they changed the awards hub this year, so it's you make one big application and then they just auto submit smaller applications for everything. There's so much things the university has in place for us students, but a lot of people are unaware, just in general, or very disconnected from those supports. So they don't get used, and if they don't get used, they get underfunded, and then it's the same horrible problem. So that's one thing I always tell everybody.
That is for sure. I don't think it's a matter of not having enough resources. I think it's just a matter of how can we
allocate it well.
Exactly, and tailor it towards the student needs better. But I want to return that question to you. So what do you think about burnout culture? What does that mean to you, and in terms of health sciences specifically?
Okay, for me, burnout culture, I'm not the biggest fan. I've experienced it, I've dealt with it, the repercussions are really intense, and it takes a long time to get out of that physical state of exhaustion, that mental state of exhaustion, because hustle with burnout culture is you're hustling, you're working, you're productive, you're doing the best you can do as a healthcare provider to treat patients, or you're doing your best to learn as a student. You're trying to excel in your exams, you're trying to do good in your placements, you're trying to just be an overall A++, exactly, academic weapon. But I feel that brings on such an exhausting energy, just physically and emotionally. Because I know a lot of people, they're sleeping 4 or 5 hours because of placements, or they're just they're not allocating their time the way they wish it were, and they're feeling and then you feel disconnected when you're so busy. Because when you prioritize school over all else, your social things get less, you see your family less, stuff like that. And I feel it's been normalized for way too long, I'm working 3 12-hour shifts in a week, or back to back, but throughout the week is fine, I guess. Or then the 24 hours on call, just being overworked and underslept, being glamorized in doctor shows when you're a kid. I've never watched Grey's, but assumably that was a part of it.
No I've intentionally avoided it.
I've never watched Grey's, but I really like The Good Doctor and The Pit, but stuff like that. Because you wouldn't want anyone to be sleep deprived and underfed, and because you're not gonna get in an Uber. You're not gonna get in an Uber if the Uber driver's I've been working for 16 hours straight. No way. I don't. That's so scary.
Yeah, exactly. So how can you trust them to?
Because being sleep deprived is being drunk, right? That's what they say allegedly. But what's it called? You wouldn't want someone in healthcare in in any form to be like that, because like hustle culture is like it is a big part of healthcare, and like productivity over humanity, and that's why like they like to optimize things and make things like really efficient with like the use of AI and the use of like less labor. No, it's like less workers, more labor for like money reasons or whatever. So I don't like that. It affects students also in a clinical space, because when you're around superiors you're trying to learn from, and then they're burnt out and they're grumpy and they don't want to teach. Like, yes, the U of A has one of the biggest like teaching hospitals in the country, which is a very big blessing for sure. I love it. Love to meet everyone who's cool and enthusiastic, but not everyone is in that state where they can share what they learned because of the burnout that they're experiencing. So I always thought that was like a really big issue, because it's like for students in hospitals, it's not just like stressful, it's also like emotionally unsafe. Like when you're being bullied by a superior sometimes, or things like that. Maybe your survey touched on that. Like personally, it's just what I did.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I think mentorship is a huge aspect of like a student experience that could be that is very, very impacted by like all these factors that you just mentioned. I personally really like my nursing program. Like, I just want to say, disclaimer, I love my nursing program. I truly think it is a great program and I would recommend it.
And I love the backbone of healthcare, in my opinion. They do a lot.
Yeah, it's not an opinion, it is a fact. It is a fact, it is a fact. And I do like where I'm placed right now, and I think it's a great like place for mentorship, and I am placed at the U of A hospital.
Nice.
So I truly love it. I love the staff and everything. But if I have to point out some barriers there, and also this is not the generalized experience. I know that some people do approach us and with like questions and concerns about like their bullying and their placements, and like that is a not common, I don't know if it's common, but it is an experience that some people have to go through. But again, I just want to say, disclaimer, I do love my program and I do not think that it's a bad program in any way.
It's just the external factors.
It's just like an external, exactly. And like,
because I agree, I love my personal mentors. Like, if I need advice, I know exactly who to go to, in what job, in what career field. Like, I'm very blessed to know these people. But they do warn you about, like, the actualities of the job. Like, not everything is as glamorous as it seems. Not everything is as easy as it seems. Like, one of my mentors told me, like, what was she saying? Like, the best doctors are failures. Like, the best people in healthcare are failures. They tried time and time and time again, failed at what they wanted, but that through failure you grow. Like, you're forced to, like, try new things and, like, you know, build yourself up. So that's like a more positive approach to like healthcare. Like, a lot of people, because it is hard. Like, no healthcare job is easy, and that's why schooling can be intense in some forms. But just stuff like that, like to have positive mentorship is really, really helpful, and that's actually something someone else talked about. So I went to the Global Health Fair this year, which was like last week. So the U of A hosted, and a lot of really cool speakers came in. And there's this one lady, I really liked her topic. It was about building resilience and health through the workforce. So her main points were about like mentorship, because she is a woman with a lot of achievements to her name. Dr. Dorothy, she has her MD, she has her Master's in Mechanical Engineering, she has her MBA, and a lot of other certificates. I don't even know what the acronyms are, but well-accomplished lady. She was saying like the worst years of her like adult life, or the years she was working as a physician, and you would think like, oh, like if you've done so much being a doctor, you would assume like positive connotations from being a doctor. And she talks about like the emotional labor, the physical labor, the fatigue, and like crying all the time. She's like, I'm not the type to cry, but like almost every shift would beat you down to the point you would cry. And you know, like that really took me aback out of all the presentations, because she was the only one who did more of like an emotional piece, I feel. But just to think about it, like a lot of healthcare workers, regardless of roles, do feel that way. Like that's a common experience. That's something you see online. That's something I see in real life. It was really eye-opening to me, because like, oh, you hear doctor, you're like, oh my gosh, they're so up, like I would never put any negative connotations on a doctor. But it was really nice that she talked about like the reality of that tough work and like having other people's lives at stake, you know, like it's a lot to like hold on to yourself. So I feel like that was really important to talk about, especially in a space with all these professionals of different healthcare jobs and roles. Anything from like admin to like nursing to like everyone had worked in a different career before they ended up in public health. So it was really nice to get like a full picture opinion on that piece, because you know, it was very interactive. A lot of people got to say what they said. And I really like how like now advocacy work is really important. Like you see people going on strike, and I'm like, yes, good, like you deserve what you're striking for, and more or less. And I really like how people are like trying to make the change that they want to see, because we are the future of healthcare. Like Health Science Student Association, like the people going into the workforce, 20 years, we'll be the adults, guys. Like, people do retire. So I think it's really important for everyone to, like, to start thinking now, like, oh, how can we make this better? Oh, what can we change? What sustainable change can we make?
Yeah.
Because the world is changing, like, global climate issues are going to affect us. Just like government, like, systems and funding, things change all of the time. Like, the states just change, like, what's a professional degree and what's not. That could happen to us so easily. So I think it's really important for us to, like, to develop, like, more diverse and, like more intentional choices when it comes to healthcare.
Yeah.
And I feel like having a sense of community and having mentorship and stuff like that really will prevent burnout. Because you can't take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself. And that's pretty much, like, the major point I'm getting at here. Like, me personally, I take a lot of time to, like, make myself, like, happy. Like, if I'm not enjoying my life, how can I help others? Like, I'm very big on that. Like, systems in my life to sustain my living. I make time to see my friends. I make time to see my family. And I wasn't really, like, burnt out last year. Like, those were the terms I would use, like, based off of just, like, academics, work, research. Like, everything was so intense that I was, like, too tired to do things to the best of my ability. And once you experience that once, you never want to go back. So I'm very big on, like, you have to take care of yourself first. Whether you take, like, the whole summer to, like, just to get all your ducks in a row, because it does take a long time. When people are burnt out, they're so physically tired as well. It's more than just the emotional piece. It's more than the being overwhelmed with your schedule. Like, you have to, like, really change so much of your life. But I feel like everyone who's left that phase of burnout, they don't regret any of the changes they made to do better for themselves. So that's, like, a big thing I really care about, because I don't think anyone wants to feel horrible and go to work, because no other career is really, they don't glamorize it. Like, the finance people, they're burnt out a lot, but they don't talk about it in the way healthcare workers talk about it, because no one bats an eye when someone works for those significant grueling shifts. You know what I mean? Like, it's only okay in these presidents, but it's not okay in general. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I just do want to say that, like, having a hustle culture, though, is the root of this all. Like, yes, we do glamorize our burnout, but that's because it's just hard in a very competitive specialty, or in a very, like, healthcare, like, in the healthcare field where everybody is kind of just, like, very, you know, specialized.
I like that point, because a lot of people feel like they can't do bad, they can't afford to do bad.
That's true.
Because they're disposable, more or less, because there's so many people who want to be in the place that you are. At least in, like, certain programs, like dietetics, small cohort, people really are cutthroat to get in, and a lot of people are scared of doing bad because the idea of, like, oh, like, so many people want to get into such a small seated program. Things like that really do matter, because a lot of people don't want to be seen as incompetent or like negligent, because there are people who really want to get into nursing, there are people who really want to get into, like, respiratory therapy, there really are people who want to get into pharmacy. Like, anything that's competitive, that extra layer, I feel like really does add a big part of it. Like,
in that very, like, fast-paced world that we live in, it's very hard to, like, have time for yourself, because it's a hustle culture that is glamorized. Like, it's not even, like, we can't see it as a bad thing, because it
does push you to your best. The pressure does make diamonds, at least for me. Sometimes you need to feel the pressure. At least I do, because I'm a procrastinator. But yeah, I do believe that hustle culture should end with the new healthcare workers. I don't think it should be glamorized anymore. But people, like, in the past, like, 10, 15 years, like, the shift for caring about mental health has been really extreme. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are starting to care more and vocalize their care more, and systems do change with time. So I feel no doubt in my heart that the healthcare system won't change for a positive. No?
I love that point. That's a very hopeful point. So what is your message of hope for, like
the students? Definitely take care of yourself to the best of your ability. Definitely I'm speaking to the camera, definitely take care of yourself to the best of your ability, because no one else is living your lived experience except you. So honestly, taking the time, and also be really grateful and appreciative for the place you're in, the position you're in. I feel like that really helps me. It's, like, very grounding to be like, to reflect positively. Like, I put in all this hard work to be here, and then also to have hope for the future. Like, you can't look at, like, your post-grad life in such a negative light, or, like, I'm really scared for my internship year because of all of this pressure. You'll find out when you get there. Living in the future is not good, living in the past is not good. You have to be very present in the moment, try your best, be grateful, take care of yourself, work really hard, because we did not grind to get here to not work hard as well.
that is a good point. That is a good point.
But yeah, that is my takeaway message.
I agree.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to our second episode, and stay tuned for more.